Hello everyone. Today we are going to start with the first topic of chemistry, that is some basic concepts of chemistry. So to begin with, first we'll understand what is chemistry. It is the study of matter, its physical and chemical properties, and the physical and chemical changes it undergoes under different conditions. Okay, so I can say that chemistry is a central science. Now why it is called as a central science? Because its knowledge is required in the studies of physics, biological science, applied science, earth and space science, and many more. And if I start with the examples of chemistry where all it is used, if you start with your morning routine, the brush which is used, the toothpaste, if we take water is nothing but what? H2O. The chemical name of water is H2O. Like that, each and every material, whatever we are using, there will be some chemical name to it. Okay, so everywhere it is made up of some of the other elements. So that is nothing but chemistry. That means chemistry is involved in each aspect of our life. So we can say that the air we breathe, the food we eat, the fluids we drink, our clothing, transportation and fuel supplies, they're all we can see chemistry, and many more such examples are there. And nowadays it is used in applied science such as medicine, dentistry, engineering, agriculture, and in daily home use products. Next, we'll see the nature of chemistry. It is traditionally classified into 5 branches. They are organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, physical chemistry, biochemistry, and analytical chemistry. So now we'll see the definition of each one. First one, organic chemistry. It is the study of properties and reactions of compounds of carbon. Okay, so normally over here we see the chemistry related to carbon, or normally we can say that of hydrocarbons. Okay, next one, inorganic chemistry. It is the study of all substances which are not organic. That means we'll be studying reactions, everything of compounds other than hydrocarbons. That will come under what? Inorganic chemistry. Next, physical chemistry. It is the study of principles underlying chemistry, the studies of properties of matter, study of atoms, molecules, and fundamental concepts related to electrons, energies, and dynamics. That means basically over here we talk about the theory part, the laws, the derivations, everything are dealt in physical chemistry. Next, biochemistry. It is the study of chemical processes within and relating to living organism. That means simply we can say that chemistry related to living organisms are said to be biochemistry. Last one, analytical chemistry. It is the chemistry that deals with the separation, identification, and quantification of chemical compounds. Normally over here we study the instruments which is used in chemistry for analysis. Okay, as now you know what are the branches of chemistry. Now we'll see what is matter, the basic concept which is used in chemistry. Okay, so what is matter? Matter you might have studied in your 10th standard. What is matter? Matter is nothing but which occupies space and has mass. Okay, so over here we are going to see the classification of matter. So matter are further classified as pure substances and mixture on the basis of chemical composition. So here is the classification of matter. Matter is broadly classified as pure substances and mixtures. Pure substances are again classified as elements and compounds. Over there, elements are again classified as metals, non-metals, and metalloids. And when we talk about mixtures, mixtures are classified as homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. We will be seeing each one in detail. First, we will see what are pure substances. They have a definite composition, that is a definite chemical composition, have the same properties regardless of their origin. And some examples are pure metal, distilled water, etc. That means whatever is there in the purest form is said to be what? Pure substances. Like metal, if you say anything, gold, diamond, anything in the purest form is said to be what? Pure substances. Okay, that means there should not be any mixing. Like for example, if we say alloy, that will not be the pure substance, that comes under mixture. Okay, next we'll talk about mixtures. They have no definite chemical composition and no definite properties. Some examples are paint, concrete, etc. Now what is paint? Paint is nothing but the mixture of oils, pigments and additive. So it is a mixture, therefore it comes under what? Paint. Concrete again is a mixture of what? Sand, cement and water. Okay, now afterwards we are going to learn much into detail about mixture. Okay, so always remember, they don't have a definite chemical composition. That means we can randomly mix 2-3 substances and we'll get mixture. Okay, now we'll see the further classification of pure substances. They are divided into 2 categories. They are elements and compounds. So now we'll see what are elements and compounds. Next we'll talk about elements. They are pure substances which cannot be broken down into simpler substances by ordinary chemical changes. So always remember this thing, very important, because you are going to learn about the periodic table where we'll be seeing 118 elements. Okay, so elements are the one which cannot be broken down into simpler substances. Okay, so now we are going to see the further classification of elements. So now we are going to see the further classification of elements. They are divided into metals, non-metals and metalloids. Now we are going to see the properties of each one. First one, metals. They have a luster, that is they are having a shiny appearance. Next, they conduct heat and electricity, can be drawn into wires, that means they are ductile, can be hammered into thin sheets, that is they are malleable, and some examples are gold, silver, copper, iron, mercury, etc. But remember, mercury is a liquid metal at room temperature. Rest all are solids. Next are non-metals. The properties will be opposite to that of metals. There they were having luster. Over here they have no luster. That means they don't be having a shiny appearance. So some exceptions are diamond and iodine. Next, they are poor conductors of heat and electricity. Exception, graphite. They are neither ductile nor malleable, and the examples are iodine, nitrogen, carbon, etc. Okay, so if it is asked to distinguish between metals and non-metals, it is very simple. You just have to write down the opposite points of metals in non-metals. Okay. Next, metalloids. They have properties intermediate between metals and non-metals. Okay, so some examples are arsenic, silicon and germanium. Okay, so hopefully you understood what are elements and what are the classification of elements, that is they are classified as metals, non-metals and metalloids, and we have seen the properties of each one. Now next we are going to start with compounds. Next, compounds. They are the pure substances which cannot be broken down into simpler substances by ordinary chemical changes. So you might have come across many compounds like H2O. Over there, H and O are in a fixed proportion, that is H ratio oxygen is 2:1. Okay, that means whatever be the elements in a compound, they will be in a fixed proportion. That is what it is written. Two or more elements are combined in a fixed proportion. Okay, so over here in compounds, always remember some of the properties, and you might have studied in your 10th standard about compounds as well. They are the one over there, they do not show any properties of their constituent elements. Okay, like for example, if you take H2O, the property of water is entirely different than the property of hydrogen and oxygen, which is its constituent element. Okay, next we'll see what are mixtures. Mixture contains two or more substances in no fixed proportions and may be separated by physical methods. Okay, and when we compare it with compound, over there they do not show any properties of their constituent elements. Okay, over here they mixture actually show the properties of their constituent element, whatever is used there. Okay, so this is the major difference between what? Compound and mixture. Compound is in fixed proportion, the elements are there in fixed proportion. Over here the substances are not in fixed proportion. So the distinguishing points can be asked for compounds and mixture. Okay, so now we'll see the classification of mixture. Mixtures are classified into two types. They are homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Now we'll see both in details. So, homogeneous mixture, the molecules of the constituents are uniformly mixed throughout the bulk. Example is solution. And next is heterogeneous mixture. The molecules of the constituents are not uniformly mixed throughout the bulk. Example, suspension of an insoluble solid in a liquid. So basically, if I say salt water, over here after mixing you cannot see salt different and water different. Okay, you can just see a solution there. Okay, so therefore that comes under homogeneous mixture. That means you won't be able to make out the two substances which are mixed together. Okay, so that will be nothing but homogeneous mixture. If I take sand and water, okay, over there I'll try to mix it, but at the end what happens? The sand will settle down at the bottom and I can make out where is sand and where is water. Okay, therefore that will be the example of heterogeneous mixture. Okay, so hopefully you understood what are mixtures, and we have seen all the classification of matter today. So hopefully you are able to understand all the classifications of matter. Okay, so okay then, bye.